more precious metals have been sinking as of late. Like you said, gold futures are seeing a little bit of a rally today. That's after the latest CPI report. And so investors right now, they're debating, is inflation coming closer to its peak, which we know Tyler just talked about, but the precious metal is on pace for the fourth straight weekly loss on a year-to-date basis. It's down 6%. But if you're a gold bug, you may stand to benefit if you hold, because analysts at Desjardins said gold has returned 2.8% on average in January over the past 10 years because of demand from the Chinese New Year. Let's talk about platinum and palladium suffering some losses this past year due to sluggish vehicle production, and that's because of the chip shortage, modest demand growth, and easing constraints at mine operations. And so that's adding to supply, creating headwinds for prices. Silver, though, I know we have a big silver following too. Silver is on pace, like gold, for its fourth weekly losing streak, and one of its biggest yearly losses in 7 years is actually down, almost over 16% right now. But consensus on the street is really mixed about this precious metal. You got Citi analysts that predict silver will fall to $19 an ounce next year due to rising real rates and a substantial surplus of the precious metal. And then you've got Bank of America analysts that believe silver could potentially hit $30 as we transition to solar panels, and they believe that mine supply is actually staying flat. So overall, weaker crude, a higher dollar index, and renewed investor risk appetite are actually putting pressure on some of these safe haven metals. But Wall Street is focused definitely on rising interest rates and real yields, and that most likely will dampen price appreciation heading into 2022.
Meantime, copper, Christina, that's another one. It's soared this year, even as we've been talking about the precious metals struggling. Is that economically sensitive? You got the EV issue,
Well, yeah, I had three reasons why we're seeing a little bit of a divergence with copper. The first one is we have tightness in the copper supply market, and not all the mines are fully operational right now. And then this is according to a report in November from the International Copper Study. They're saying that there's a deficit of 107,000 metric tons. Second, you got strong Chinese consumption. And lastly, like you mentioned, the energy transition to greener technology means copper is going to be a great beneficiary. Think of all the charging stations. They use a substantial amount of copper.
All right, Christina, thank you very much. Christina Portsenevelos. Coming up, a golden era for bank stocks. UBS says the sector has powerful tailwinds. So what does inflation and the move in rates mean for the big banks? There you see a mixed bag today. We'll ask the analysts behind that report. Plus, consumer-related stocks with pricing power. Our Trading Nation team on inflation today. It's coming